Back on CBS Sports Network, Joe Musso alongside Bryant McFadden and Mike Renner. And if you could see behind us, Jaylen Johnson on the way. He's going to be joining us here on set in just a few moments. Before he does, fellas, this defensive unit, I know we've talked about it already, but how much of a luxury is it to have a guy like 3-3, now number 1 on the outside, Mac, to really set the tone for a defense, take the ball away a couple times a year?
He's a legit CB1. And when you have a CB1, when you're playing against some of the best wide receivers in the game, if you want to assign Jaylen Johnson to the opposing team's number 1 wide receiver and say, you follow him everywhere he goes, and you don't have to worry about him being a liability, that's a big plus to have. And that's who Jaylen Johnson is, one of the more underrated corners in the National Football League. But when you talk about fundamentally sound, a technician, and a guy that stays in the hip pocket of whoever the pass catcher is and reading their identification cards, he does it better than anybody in the National Football League. So that's a luxury you have, because it's almost like playing 10 on 11, because you're not worried about who he's covering, because you have all the faith in the world that he can get the job done.
That's DB talking on DB, and we are joined by the DB, Jaylen Johnson, here on CBS Sports Network. We appreciate
I didn't even know he heard my analysis. I hope I was head over.
He's spot on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, he used the word there, and I almost want to dirt it. I mean, underrated. It depends who you're asking. I know the NFL Top 100 thing, it's in the past already, but is that fuel? Do you take that with you?
I mean, yeah, I feel like in a moment I was on an emotional high. I feel like now looking back at it, I mean, I'm definitely still hungry to go out there and prove that I'm the best. And I mean, even before the top 100, that was my statement. I feel like at the end of the day, I know what I do. I know what I put out on tape, and I know I'm one of the best to do it, not just because I say it, but because I put that out there. And I feel like just for me, just continue to go out there and give God the glory through my play, and not really get caught up in who else vouches for it and nothing like that. I feel like for me, I just gotta stick to what I know, and that's covering God the best way I know how.
The number 1 corner according to PFF, not in that NFL Top 100, but you were in our guy Pete Prisco's Top 100.
34.
He told me you better tell him 34.
Yeah.
So he's got you out there. Shout out to Pete. He knows what he's talking about. But it was exciting to see you guys out there, and there's some juice.
Yeah, no doubt.
You've been here when there wasn't as much juice. In the past years to where you're at right now, just from the intangible standpoint, how does it feel different here at camp this year?
I think the want-to is different. I feel like just guys going out there and wanting to practice, wanting to battle, wanting to get better. I feel like it's a different vibe. I feel like I know for me, I've been around with the Eddie Jacksons, the Kyle Fullers, the Khalil Macks, the Akeem Hicks. I feel like we had a lot of guys that were on the back end of their career, and I feel like a lot of guys didn't come with that same juice consistently day in and day out, but I know some of those guys were also leaders in that. And I know Khalil was a guy I watched heavily when I first came in the league. Kyle Fuller, they did it right. So I think for me, just being able to implement that energy that they brought, just being able to take that hunger and push the guys around us. And I feel like at the end of the day, for me and of course the receivers, I know we're going to go out. I want to push them. I want to give them the best look that they can get, and vice versa for them. They want to give me their best at the end of the day. And I know just for defense, offense, we just want to push each other. So we know what we got in the locker room. I feel like it's one of our most talented locker rooms that I've been around since I've been here. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see what we can do. Of course, a lot of potentials out there. We got to go out there and execute. So I'm looking forward to see what we can do.
Jaylen, let's talk about the maturation process for you. Currently, year 5. When you look at the way you've developed from year 1 to having a career-like year in year 4, was outstanding to watch. But what led to that jump in production, consistency, in coverage, tackling, and just being the ultimate leader? What led to the player that we're currently talking about right now?
Honestly, I think just a lot of maturing as a man. I think for me, just really honestly looking at myself in the mirror and figuring out where I can be better at. I know I came out with my story after the signing and things like that. So I mean, just honestly for me, I feel like it was about getting my spirit man right. I feel like I was the strongest that I've ever been in my spirit. Then I feel like I was my rookie year, of course, my second year. So I think that honestly was a good translation onto the field, me being able to go out there and be at peace no matter if it was a trade going on, if it was a contract year going on. I mean, at the end of the day, I was fighting to be a better man. I feel like ultimately going out on Sundays, it was easy to lock in and be on a wide receiver, because I mean, that's not the hardest thing I was going through. I think for me, just continue to grow as a man, continue to grow in each and every aspect of my life, I feel like was a lot harder for me. So I think honestly just really just sticking to what the main thing is, and I feel like for me, I'm always going to be a man before anything. So I think just taking care of that, I feel like really propelled me to be confident on the field, be locked in on the field when I'm not going home and having to worry about and lose certain battles, and actually getting better as a man when I go home. So I think that played a big factor for me on the field.
So you're only in year 5, but you're the elder statesman in this
No
cornerback
doubt.
group. It is one of the youngest in the NFL. How do you take on that leadership role and mentor these young guys so that they can have that kind of career ascendance that you have?
I think honestly it just comes with work. I feel like at the end of the day it's easy to talk about. It's easy, oh yeah, we got to do this and guys got to do this. Like, no, I got to show that. And I feel like for me, I'm always the last one after practice getting extra footwork, catching I don't even know how many jugs it is. So I think just trying to bring guys along with me is what I'm really trying to do. If it's the younger guys, if it's some of the older guys, the guys that been here a little bit, I think just for me, just always trying to take those guys not even under my wing, but bring them alongside me with the work when I'm getting better, wanting other guys to get better as well. And I think just being close in age, honestly, I feel like a lot of guys, we're all 24, 25, but I've been in the league, of course, going on 5, and the next oldest is going on 3. So, I mean, I feel like for me, it makes it easier because we're all the same age, but also being able to give that wisdom in the film room, give that wisdom after practice, during practice, whenever it may be. But it's a lot easier to relate to guys when the age gap isn't that different.
Jaylen, you got a different cape hanging in that locker room this season. What spurred that change from 33 to 1? And I know Mac wanted to ask, did they make you cut that check?
Yeah, do you still have
gotta pay for all
to
the
buy
free
out
goodies?
your old jerseys? Is the NFL still doing that?
I'm going to say no because they haven't told me I had to.
Oh.
So
Cut it.
I'm about to say I don't know if I want to answer that question or not.
Leave it alone. Cut that one
Yeah,
out.
nah. But I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'll see you at game 1 check if I got a minus next to my name. But I definitely feel like it wasn't. I don't think so. I feel like that was really the first year. I feel like, and depending on me, I'm not a Debo Samuel trading, like my jersey isn't up there with those type. But I know he went from 19 to 1, so I feel like his jersey sales might be a little different.
Yeah.
So he might, hopefully he doesn't, but he might have to cut one. I feel like my 33 wasn't just jumping out to people like
But
that.
what led to 1? What led to number 1 for you?
I mean, honestly, I've always wore it. So, I mean, I felt like it was really home for me. And I wanted to, when I first came into the league, it wasn't part of the rule. And then the next year we drafted Justin. So I was like, oh, that's long gone. I'll hopefully can get that if God forbid, goes to another team, then I'll look to get number 1. But I figured as long as he was here, I was never going to touch it. And then, of course, when the transaction happened, they traded him. I was eyeing it for sure.
Yeah. All right, we're keeping jerseys on the mind here. We got something for you. We're going to look at some past Bears jerseys of old, some throwbacks. You got to rate these 1 through 10. Decimals are welcome. I mean, that's from the 20s.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Can I envision this as a more modern look or just that look right now?
Just that.
You're saying just that, man?
Yeah, just that. That's a 0. I mean, is 1 the worst?
No.
Or
It's
10?
supposed to look like the old 20s jersey with the leather helmets, and they had 1936, I'm being told. Excuse me, I dated
Is that
it wrong.
navy or is that black?
That's navy, I think.
Next one's going to be 1936. This was 20. So
that's navy.
what are we hitting that with? That's navy and orange. I think some orange.
Definitely a 3.
That's a 3. Okay.
Pants are gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this one, we got
That's more recent. I remember you guys wore that not
You like
too many
these?
years ago.
I'll go with 8.
That's not
an
bad.
8 on these.
Yeah.
I think we switched the socks and we're working with a 10.
Yeah, you switched the socks,
what?
definitely.
Some
To blue?
Just all
the
blue?
bumblebees
All
hurt me. Okay, how do you guys feel about the orange? Because these guys they've been talking about for the last couple hours. I was raised on the Chicago Bears. I have opinions about the orange. What's your opinion about the orange?
The orange jersey or this combination?
This combination.
Okay, honestly.
I know we're gonna get
I feel
'em.
like the combination, I would say, is about a 6.
Okay. What do you
maybe
want to
6
see it
and a half.
with?
It's not, honestly, I feel like it's not the combination, it's what we can wear it with. I feel like the Bears were most restricted on the accessories that we can, like the colors and things that we can wear with it. So I feel like, honestly, if we had more freedom,
I got you.
You could dress it up to get to about a 7.5, 8. But I feel like it's really just like the accessories. I feel like it's a lot of stripes
You
going on.
can't do much with that one.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
not
the
really
Nathan
too much.
Vasher to me. That's what that one is.
Nathan
That's the
Vasher.
Nathan
Yeah.
Vasher. I just see Nathan Vash, the
shouts out
3-1 in the
Longhorn
orange.
Nation.
We're going to take another look at
What we
one
got?
here. Okay.
That's smooth.
Those are the block letters.
I
Standard
like the block
throwback.
letters.
The block letters are my favorite.
Yeah, the block letters.
You don't got to rake it for me, though.
I like the block letters.
I'll go 8. 8.5.
That's an 8.5 right there.
You just feel
Okay, we got
so
one more.
with that.
We got one more coming. What do we got?
That's like a
Making it
December.
hard.
And we got, ooh.
Oh.
I don't even
pants?
remember those.
I don't remember
Those
those
didn't
either.
last long.
No.
Nah, I don't like
1946
Yeah.
that they wore. That's got to be late 90s, early 2000s that they wore it as a throwback.
So Joe, one thing you got to understand about cornerbacks, we take more pride in our uniforms.
Look good, feel good.
When you saw Jaylen today in
Play good,
practice,
pay
you know he had the sock game together. He had the towel hanging in the back with number 1. The gloves got it. We take more pride in other positions. So
You go glove strapped or unstrapped?
it depends on who I'm going against.
you'll pull them off.
Yeah.
Depending on the vibe.
Yeah, depending on who I'm going against, and
If
the
you're
running
hand
back,
fighting?
the running backs who I have to tackle, because if it's a horse back there,
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
gotta
strap him up. I gotta strap
Yeah,
him up. But it depends
understood.
who I'm going against.
One last jersey-related question for you here. I know social media, the internet wants it. Any talk of the white helmet in the room? You guys pushing upstairs saying
White helmet?
The full. The stormtrooper,
I was about to say,
the polar bears. You haven't seen the polar bears?
Give them some new
The
information.
white on white with the white up top. I know Green Bay's doing it this year with the white helmet, but social media's had a
now.
little
If
something.
Chicago pull all white helmets off,
Hey, you see Papa Bear behind us there? We keep it classic here in Chicago.
that's insider information, Joe. Where you got that from?
Jaylen Johnson, we appreciate you
I
stopping
was about to say, I
by.
ain't give you that.
No. Nothing breaking here, but Jaylen Johnson, we hope you
appreciate you.
break all sorts of numbers this season,
No
pal.
doubt,
It's been a
no
pleasure
doubt.
watching you ball out. Thanks for joining us.
No doubt.